Hi guys, Spurs Talk here, back with another video. In today's video we'll be talking about why Jose Mourinho didn't win a trophy with us and why we will win a trophy under Antonio Conte. So please stay watching until the very end for me to tell you the simple truth of why we didn't win a trophy under Jose Mourinho and why we're set up to win a trophy under Antonio Conte. Please smash that subscribe button if you're new for daily Spurs content 24/7 during this busy Christmas period and busy transfer window. It couldn't have been a better time to subscribe to Scarfy Spurs Talk. Subscribe button's on the screen, and you have everything covered with me, and you can sit in the best seat in the house. Thank you guys. Let's crack into today's video though. Hope you're all well. So today's video we're going to be discussing about why did that man on the screen, Jose Mourinho, didn't win a trophy at Spurs to start with. So Jose Mourinho, that man on the screen, didn't win a trophy at Spurs for me simply because if you think about it, if you say to yourself, Daniel Levy and Mourinho work at the same club, we've got someone who's tight and someone who wants to spend lots of money to get that success. In my opinion, Levy done his bit. He spent quite a lot of money. I believe that the money he spent under Mourinho was more than he'd spent under Pochettino for 3 or 4 seasons. So 3 or 4 seasons under Pochettino was less than Mourinho's just summer transfer window. He brought the likes of Bale back to win trophies. Leaders like Joe Hart in the dressing room and young, if you like, talent from Southampton like Højbjerg, a leader wanted Doctor and Reguilon from Real Madrid. He bought lots of players and for quite a bit of money as well. So Mourinho was given that. Yes, Mourinho does demand quite a bit of fitness from the players, but apparently he didn't change the diets. That's what Conte's changed, coming in the diets. If you think about it, I don't think Mourinho was set up to really fail at Tottenham. He did have that money to spend by Daniel Levy. Daniel Levy's done his bit. Well, if you think about it, the players turned on Pochettino, if you like, towards the end. And the reason it was set up to fail for Mourinho was a club like playing with the ball, attacking football. Mourinho wanted to bring the defensive football in, and he wanted to bring not very, more defensive, boring players. If you like him, the simple truth is Mourinho was past his best, whereas Conte now is in his prime, in my opinion. I think Mourinho is overrated, but Mourinho's won trophies wherever he's gone. Before he came to Spurs, he won trophies wherever he's gone, and he's won the trophy within the first season. And he didn't do either of them at Tottenham. Some people say he needed longer. Some people say he needed more backing. I disagree completely. If you're a world-class manager, you should take the scruff of the neck and win trophies, or at least do well. But we were so inconsistent, and what annoyed us Spurs fans the most is we'd go 1-0 up at half time and we'd be sitting back for the last 45 minutes, second half of the game. And like, for example, I'll give you an example, at home to Fulham, 1-0 up at half time, then we sat back 45 minutes, ended up being 1-1. I remember that video, that was on Prime Video, I remember watching that. There's so many situations like that. I think Everton at Goodison Park was another one, where we do alright in the first half, go 1-0 up, and then the players do well, and then Mourinho tells them to sit back at half time. They come out, sit back, do what he asks, and they do it well for 35-40 minutes. But then they say the best form of defence is attack, and Mourinho doesn't seem to understand that. He puts more pressure on them, gets them to defend, and you're inviting pressure if you're defending. The only time it's going to work is if you've got world-class defenders, and where under Mourinho we didn't have that. We had world-class attackers, and what annoyed me the most under Mourinho, we had Gareth Bale back and he didn't even play him. It's like Man United have got Ronaldo now PSG have got Messi. That's exactly the same in my opinion, and I still think also Bale is underrated, but he didn't play him. He ruined the end of Bale's career and the likes of Dele and Winks' career at Spurs. So that's why Mourinho was set to fail. So the reason is that man on the screen past his best. He's not in his prime. He's definitely past his best. Defensive football, it's never going to work at Spurs. And sitting back at half time in his history at Chelsea, so he didn't help himself. To be fair, right now we're going to focus on that new man on the screen. Mr. Antonio Conte and why he is set up to win a trophy at Spurs. In my opinion, he's going to win a trophy at Spurs. I'm convinced of it. One, because of style of football. Two, because he's changed the players' diets and he's got the players. I think he's going to get the players on side. He's in his prime and I think he's massively underrated. Conte turned Inter Milan, Juventus and Chelsea into mid-table teams to winning the title in his, in that second season in charge. And he's done it with less money to spend than Mourinho, because going back to Mourinho, he's all about, for me, Mourinho's not a world-class manager because he gets loads of money to spend. A world-class manager for me is when you don't get much money at all to spend and you get the best out of it. And I think Conte is a world-class manager who's underrated. He deserves to be a world-class manager. Now go back Conte. I think he will win a trophy at Spurs. He demands 100% fitness levels. I think he'll get the players on side with his attacking football. I think leaving Paratici will back him. Whereas I don't think anyone really... Perhaps I didn't trust Mourinho when he was in charge. Silly things he'd done, changing formations and chopping and changing the team. But I trust what Conte's doing, and Conte's sticking to one specific style, that 3-4-2-1 formation, and not chopping and changing it, as I said, under Mourinho. And he's keeping the team in the Premier League relatively similar. He's saying that he believes there's a project at Spurs. He wouldn't have come if not. Of course, he's going to need some kind of back in January at the end of the season. But I think Conte this season, we can be top 4 contenders. Because at the moment, there's no doubt about it. Before Conte came in, we're a mid-table team and have been. Under Mourinho, the last 2 seasons, we've been a mid-table team. Europa League, Conference League, just below that. At the moment, we are currently a mid-table team, and that's what I'm excited about is what Conte done with those 3 other teams, is take them from mid-table teams to win the title in his second season in charge. I didn't expect him to come in halfway through a season. There's a lot of pressure on his shoulders, and the players, as I said, do need to kick up the backside. They are generally lazy, but as I said, the likes of Dele, he was set up to fail under Mourinho due to the defensive style of football. Dele's at his best, playing with the ball, one-touch football, pass and move, enjoying, because he's young, enjoying playing football. And I think Harry Winks comes under that category as well. And whereas they can do that under Antonio Conte, so I think you have huge benefits for the likes of Harry Winks, Dele Alli, and if he had Gareth Bale or Antonio Conte, I think could also help him. And when we're defending, we don't sit with 11 men behind the ball, and when we go 1-0 up at half time against a very small team, we don't sit back, we keep going, giving that 100% fitness levels. We saw it in the second half against Leeds. I think we'll see more of it in the future. Conte's demanding that 100% fitness, and he's a positive guy. He's not all negative behind the players' back, because going back to Mourinho now, I do think I'm going to blame most of it. I think it's his fault for his time in charge at Spurs. People disagree, and that's fine, but 1 minute he's a player's friend, they have one bad performance and he's on their back. Whereas Conte, he's on your side. He may say, like he said, he expects it. He said he realises this project's hard at Spurs, but he's never going to come out and say this player's awful, this player's awful. He demands 100% fitness. Conte, going back to Conte, he demands 100% fitness, and I like that. And I think he can get the players on side. He's already changed their diet. He's already had lots of positive impacts. Look at the second half against Leeds, going from a first half performance under Mourinho and Nuno to a second half performance under Antonio Conte. I think that's incredible, and I think it get players on side. And I think we're signing really exciting players like maybe Donny van der Beek, Dusan Vlasic, Inter Milan centre-back Divine. I think we're signing loads of exciting players under Conte, and I think this Conte era will be exciting. And even if we just win the UEFA Conference League or the League Cup, I think something under Conte. But staying realistic now, I do think we're top 4 contenders. Whether we get it is a completely other story and another conversation to have in another video if we can get top 4 this season. But I think we can be contenders. So target for this season is top 4 contenders and perhaps win the UEFA Conference League. people are already getting a bit carried away, if you like, saying next season, are we going to be title contenders? I can't answer that question, but I think it's unlikely because look at City, Chelsea and Liverpool. They're all going to go for the title this year. As Conte said, closing the gap. So I think this season, top 4 contenders in the UEFA Conference League, not getting top 4, but I think let's say we finish 5th. Let's say we finish 5th and win the UEFA Conference League. I think that'll be a successful season under Conte, winning that trophy, first time since 2008, even if it's the third tier of European football. And then, you look over to, it's just, look over to next season. And title contenders is another thing. I think that's getting a little bit carried away. I know what Conte's done in the past, but I do think, we can close that gap. So the following season expectations can be perhaps winning the FA Cup and getting into that top 4, because United will come. We've got Ralph Rangnick till the end of the season, and then we'll get a permanent manager and we'll get back to competing for that title at some point, however long it takes them. So this season, the realistic expectation for that man on the screen is trying to win the UEFA Conference League or doing well in the tournament. If we don't, we've got the League Cup back up. That's okay. Been perhaps competing for top 4, but 5th position and winning the UEFA Conference League will be a really good season in my eyes. And the following season, that's when we should get top 4, perhaps because that's where we deserve to be, where we were under Pochettino, that we all took for granted. Thank you for watching this video. I hope I explained to you why Mourinho was set up to fail at Tottenham, partly due to his fault, and why I think Antonio Conte will win a trophy at Spurs, because there's loads of major benefits. As I said, thank you for watching this video. As I said at the start of the video, please smash that subscribe button if you're new. It's on the screen now for daily Spurs content 24/7, because I'll be uploading daily during this busy Christmas period and busy transfer window. It couldn't have been a better time to subscribe to your fellow Scarfy Spurs talk. Could be the best Christmas you had yet, and a very happy new year just simply by smashing that subscribe button on the screen. Thank you guys, and as always, come on you Spurs.